First of all, Gareth, congratulations on a good win on Tuesday night against Crawley Green. How important was that win for team morale?
Oh, every win's important, Patrick, really, as you know. I think, though, that Tuesday night's game was particularly important. We hadn't played a competitive game for nearly 2 weeks prior to that, and that game was another disappointing defeat considering the performance that we put in. The lads are working at absolute socks off with new things, new systems, new passages of play, new phases of play, and it was just really nice to get some reward back for the hard work that's been put in right now. So very important for morale.
Crawley Green got back into the game with a goal in the last 10 minutes. How impressed were you with how the boys managed to see out the game?
I was very impressed with how they saw the game out. It was obviously nervy. However, I do think that was a lot to do with previous games that we've had when we've been in a position where we're leading going into the last 10 minutes and just allow a team back in where we've come off with nothing after that. So I think that was in the back of their minds. However, the more times that we are exposed to that position and come off victorious, I think the belief will start raising, and I think that's going to be sort of shown again as we go into the next run of games.
Joe Hankins, he came on for Luke Little. They both performed well, and obviously Chris Stapleton got a brace in that game. Does that give you a sort of nice problem to have, a bit of a selection headache in any way?
Of course it does, with the attackers of this season to date. Even Tuesday night there was a big headache for me. Nice headache obviously, but a big headache nonetheless as to the selection of it. So yeah, every game's the same, Patrick, and this will be no different. I thought Luke played well. However, Joe, when he came on, just held the mantle as well, and had put a terrific performance in.
Now on to Daniel Trif. He's a firm fan favourite since his arrival in 2017, with him reaching 100 appearances for the Blues. How reassuring is it to have such a loyal player and constant presence in the squad?
Oh, what can I say about Dan Trif? He is Mr. Dunstable, isn't he? You know, he's been through some of the worst times in the club, some of the worst times that you can imagine personally as well. Yeah. And he just strives, just desperate to play, and just gives 1,000,000% every time he steps foot across the white line. And yeah, it's just an unbelievable person to have around in the squad. Can't fault him.
And finally, how important is it to follow up the win on Tuesday with another 3 points on Saturday and build up ahead of momentum?
It's massive. We all know, the lads know, I know, everybody who follows football knows that winning is habit forming, and so is losing. So, you know, if we can get in the habit of winning, then obviously it's a hugely important to kick on, especially with the belief there's been a buzz around the place since Tuesday. Could feel it around the squad, can feel it around the supporters and the club as a whole. We've had a good week so far as a club, and I think we should just kick on and get 3 points Saturday too.